Hey, this is David. I'm the pastor at St. John's Christian Church, and I just wanted to make this video and be excited a little bit, share what we're doing as a church because it's a really exciting day today, Tuesday, near the end of September. I want to talk about the fence we're putting up. Cuz today we're putting up a fence right over there across the street from our church. And this fence means so much to the life of our community and to, I think, North Portland as a whole, because we at St. John's Christian Church have been working on the St. John's Village for almost 2 years now. See, early in 2019, my pastor friend Andy, he came up to me. He works with Do Good Multnomah, and he was on the board with them at the time, and he said, I've got this awesome idea for your property, and I just want to kind of run it by you and put this in your ear and see what you think about it. He said, we're working on transitional housing for houseless people in Portland, and we think that your property might be really great for this housing project. And he explained what the project would be. He said this would be professionally developed and built homes, tiny homes, and it would be a whole village of them, 20 of them, and that there would be a central area with bathrooms and kitchen, and like there'd be water and electricity in the building. So it would be a whole communal vibe that would bring dignity and, yes, housing to homeless people here in Portland. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great, man. I've been here almost 6 years, and in that time, we have this lot across the street. We own this lot. It's a big grassy field, and it has just been a glorified dog park. It's got a couple of trees. It's got a lot of grass. It's great, but we haven't figured out anything to do with it. And we talked about maybe a playground, but there's a park a couple of blocks away with a playground. Like, it seemed a little bit redundant. If we want to use our space, we want to use it well. We want to use it in the best possible way. And so when this idea came along, like, it sounded great to me. So I pitched it to our leadership, and they had a lot of questions, but they thought it was great too. And we pitched it to the church, and there was this massive vote for it, over 90% yes for it. So we were like, man, the votes never go that well. And so we thought, yep, this is what God's calling us to do. And we thought that our portion of this ended there. We thought, okay, well, take the land, do the thing, like make it happen. And we thought we were done with it. And we weren't. We pitched it to the community, and nuclear is probably not overstating what the response was to this project. I'm working on a book right now of my experiences in over the past couple of years in trying to make this project happen, because there were a lot of things that got pretty muddy and pretty strange, like unexpected to me. I've never faced lawsuit threats before, but I got over 100 from community members and 2 from actual lawyers. We had multiple people try and shut us down in various ways, and honestly, we thought about it. We thought about stopping. I definitely thought about stopping. I got on antidepressants in the time that we were doing this. I started doing more therapy. It was a heavy situation. But when I was thinking about quitting, our church never quit. I think specifically of Bud Suka, who's one of our elders, and he came to us with a letter he got with a lawsuit threat at an elders meeting one time, and he was pretty unnerved because his name was on the lawsuit threat, and of course he was unnerved about it. But we discussed, and then he said, look, we decided this was what God was leading us to. Our church voted, and they decided that this was what God was leading us to. We keep moving forward. And I've talked with church members, and they said the same thing. They're like, we voted on this. We knew that this was what we were supposed to do. Let's keep going. And so we did. And it's interesting, I've never worked for the government, so I never knew about things like red tape that gets in the way of projects that you're trying to do. We thought this would be open last year. Turns out it's shocking that it's happening in under 2 years. But it did. It did. And today we're starting construction on this project. And our timeline is still to be open before the end of the year. And I just think it's so awesome that in a city where it seems at times like we live in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, where there are homeless camps everywhere, and no one seems to know what we can do to solve the problem. And to see other projects similar to this get shut down because of outcry, we kept on. You kept us going. Because Lord knows I didn't. I would have quit. But you kept me going. You kept us going. And so I just want to thank you. And I want to celebrate what we all did together, what you did. You made this happen. You made this village happen. We're making this happen. We've had some houseless people camping on our property in recent days or recent weeks. And I know it's always hard. There's always an uncomfortable thing of how much compassion can we show, and how much do we need to care for the safety of the neighborhood, and where's the line here? And it's always such a messy line. But this is something that we can be sure will actually help people and will also be run safely. We're doing good here. We're doing something amazing here. God is doing something amazing here. You are doing something amazing here. We have made something happen that at times over the past couple of years seemed unthinkable, seemed unattainable. You made it happen, and I'm so excited about this fence. It seems like nothing. It's a fence. People put up fences all the time. But this fence is the first step that at times I never thought we'd get to. So thank you. Thank you for bracing me at the times where I thought I wasn't able to make it. Thank you for keeping on. Thank you to everyone in the community who put up signs saying St. John's welcomes the village, or supporter Tiny Home Village in St. John's. It's so amazing driving through this community and seeing people who are saying, yeah, let's do something good here. Let's do something to help the most vulnerable in our community. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for who you are. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's coming. Let's do this together.